Hi guys, April here with Traveling Our Beautiful Earth. I wanted to talk to you today about Hippcamps. What is Hippcamp? Hippcamp is a camping website. It was first made, I believe, in 2013 through a company in California. And basically, what a Hippcamp is you can go online and book campsites. What makes that great is it's a simple site where you can book directly through them, and then it has access to a bunch of different things. For those of you who are avid campers, a lot of the cool campsites, you have to go through like a government website, which can be kind of confusing. Like you go, say you want to go to Petoskey, Michigan, and you look up Petoskey, and then it takes you to the DNR website, and then all of a sudden it's like, where in the country do you want to be? And then you have to pick the city. And long story short, it gets rather confusing. Not to say that I wouldn't also stay in those places, but this is just really simple. Like if you've never been camping and you just want a simple, clean path, go to the Hippcamp website. The reason why we have loved it so much over the years, though, isn't necessarily for like the convenience of booking as much as the places we've stayed at. So, like a hip camp, unlike a traditional campsite that you would see that has like its own website and stuff like that, can be anything. It could be that traditional campsite, but it could also be, say, there's like a farm in Kentucky, and you can go stay by like they have like an area that has like a pavilion, and you can go camp by that, and then they have grills and campfires, and it can be very unique. So you can get the experience however you want it to be. It has a bunch of filters. You can filter through and be like, I need a bathroom, I need a shower. And depending on how long you're staying, your needs might be different. Are you traveling with your significant other? Are you traveling alone? Are you traveling with children? All those needs become very different, and you can put it through a filter, and like what works for one trip might not work for another. I will say, as far as my camping experiences go, some of the best camping I have ever done has been through hip camp. Like beautiful things that you could not experience through just searching on websites or even searching on Airbnb. Like Airbnb has camping, it does, but like I'm not paying $80 to go camping. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it for a tent. I'm not doing it for a camper. Um, Moral of the story is they're more expensive. They just are. Hip camps, you can find a place to stay for $8 a night. Now that place might not have a bathroom, it might not have a shower, but it may. Or you can stay someplace a little more expensive and have more of those amenities. But the choice is yours, and it's really limitless. And when you're booking, you can go. And what I do is I could put up Logan, Ohio. Those of you who know Logan, Ohio, it's got a lot of great hiking. It's really pretty. But sometimes they'll show you something 50 miles away. And you don't want to stay 50 miles away. You want to stay closer to Logan. So you can actually go on a map. You can see where the national forest is that you want to be near, the ocean or whatever it is you choose to be by, because you can do them by the ocean, like in Florida and stuff like that. And you can pick a little campsite along that area so you can see how close it is. And like I had said earlier, some of the best campsites that we have stayed at have been through Hip Camp. Hip Camp is available in the US, Canada, UK, France. Did I say Australia? Australia. So like it has a lot of options. I would love to see it branch out more into like Mexico and Central America, because I think that would be super fun and cool. But like Hawaii, probably, like stuff like that. It's super cool. But yeah, me and CJ stayed. This was before, we had Soul and whatnot. We stayed in this place in Kentucky. I believe it was called Patrick's Place, which if I can find the image of the place we stayed at, I'm actually going to use it for the thumbnail because it is the prettiest place. So it's a totally hippie place. Like he has this giant pavilion, rents it out, where they can put hammocks under it and have concerts and all sorts of things. But he's got lots of different like little structures too. So we picked a structure that was up high, almost like a tree house. It wasn't in a tree, but it was up high, and the whole face was opened. and it overlooked trees and a river, and you could watch like the river. And the cool thing about it was because it was up higher, even though it was in Kentucky, it wasn't really buggy. But I didn't know that, and because we had not stayed there, so we actually just brought our 3-person tent we had at the time. It was just like a cheap Moonlance tent, and we put it up in the pavilion to kind of protect us from the elements. And we put our sleeping pads in there, and we woke up and we were literally like overlooking this pretty little river and making our coffee in the morning and stuff like that. Like experiences like that. We stayed on a farm and they brought us like breakfast. Just lots of different unique experience that you couldn't stay at a traditional campground. And I do like the traditional ones too, but this is very unique. A lot of the places we stay, if we're just going for like a day or two, I don't necessarily need a shower, but I do want a toilet. Um, but if we stay longer, you can get a shower and everything. Me and CJ are thinking about maybe going to Arizona in a few months, and that will be what we'll do. We'll stay at Hippcamp, and we might stay at like different places, more rustic. You can stay in like a tree house. I'm not against glamping. I like glamping. Um, but I don't want to do it if it's $300. Like it's got to be affordable. And that's what I liked about this Patrick's place, because it was like kind of on the edge of glamping. But I think at the time it was like, I don't know, $30 a night or something like that. And it had a bathroom, it had a shower, it had all that stuff. But anyways, I'm going to do more like camping related type stuff, obviously, about specifics. But I just wanted to share that with you guys. I would suggest checking out Hippcamp. We're not sponsored by them in any way, but we actually have been a huge fan of them. And I've always had nothing but great things to say about Hippcamp. And it supports people in small ways. So, like, say somebody buys land and they want to help to be able to afford to pay for it, they can rent out a few campsites and make a little extra money. Like, I feel like you're really helping a community by doing that. Like, it's not some chain that's like processed over like a bunch of different places. It's more individualistic, and like I said, you can get that at Hippcamp. You can get anything at Hippcamp, but a lot of times that's what it is. You're helping like the little guy, and I always appreciate that. I'm a big fan of Hippcamp, and I would probably be staying there for many more years to come. So yeah, that's it. Check it out. And see, like, especially if you're new to camping, check it out. All right, guys, that's it. I'm going to do some more videos soon. Please like and subscribe. Maybe share like some photos of cool like camps you guys have stayed at. I'll talk to you soon. Have a great day.